Welcome back, YouTube. Today we're going to be watching another Brandon Herrera video. He just published this, and it is the finished AK-50. And without further ado, let's get into it.
Hi there, my name is Brandon Herrera, and this is my gun, the AK-50. It's been a long road making this baby come to life, but a couple months ago, after years of hard work and trial and error, we finally got the latest version fully finished. Or at least at the time, what felt like fully finished. We still hadn't done little things like paint it or anything, so it still kind of looked like a garage-built prototype. If you haven't seen that video yet, which statistically about 5 million of you have, which is more views than we have subscribers, and you can help change that. But the video was kind of dramatic. You know, we went really high effort on things like the Deadpool-esque intro and things. It was my love letter to this project, having worked on it so long. But now I wanted to...
Okay, I just want to quickly say, I love that he did that, because there are so many YouTubers out there that they get popular, they get a lot of views and everything, and then they kind of just do the same thing. They're just in the motions of like, yeah, I've got a formula, I'm gonna follow it, I'll make this video and I'll do that. I love it when a creator on YouTube will take the time to go, no, I want to do something different. I want to do something I haven't done before, or do something special for this type of video. I want to put even more passion into it, because that's when you know that they actually really care about what they're doing. They show of like, yeah, no, it's their job, but they also want to make something unique. They want to make something good. And I can appreciate that they spent the time to do that. Okay, not every YouTuber will do that. They'll get to that point of like, you know, I know what I'm doing. Do the same type of thing. I don't need to do anything like creative or anything. Just, okay, let the smaller channels figure out what is popular or what is new that people would like. And then once they figure that out, I'll start doing it too. It's like, nah, this guy, he's like, I'm just going to put my passion into it right now.
To sit down, especially now that we've got it all nice, painted, and pretty. I want to sit down and talk about some of the things that we changed, some of the things we've changed since that video. And of course, we're going to shoot it at some really fun stuff. Maybe even a cameo from our friends at Ballistic High Speed. You know, as a treat. But first, you haven't even seen the painted version of this thing fire. Bet you'd like to do that.
Exactly, you can't rush it.
I know what you want. You want to see the 50 fire.
Don't you, Squidward.
Am I the only person, though, that when I look at Brandon Herrera when he's wearing these sunglasses, I was like, there's one of these days he's going to put a weird thing in the background behind the cameraman. He's going to have like the T-Rex from Kentucky Ballistics back there. And it's just going to run across behind him, and it's going to be in the reflection of his sunglasses. And it's like a blink and you'll miss it moment. I constantly look at the sunglasses like, where something's going to happen. I'm always surprised it's not as loud as I expect.
Okay. Now that I got that on my system, for now, let's go ahead and talk about the gun. And no, I'm not just talking about, well... It's black! Yeah, we painted it, but there is something else I think is really cool that we didn't get to talk about because we hadn't done it yet when we did our AK-50 video. Now, when we had the Ballistic High Speed guys come down for that video, they did some awesome high-speed shots of the AK-50 firing. But there was something that a lot of people noticed, and it was something that we all noticed right off the bat as soon as we saw the video. The AK-50 barrel...
let me see. I'm gonna see if I can figure it. Is it that I don't know, the way that the cartridge is ejected makes it more likely to jam in some instance? That's the only thing I can guess from the video that he just showed. So it's something about the cartridge ejecting. Something like that. There's no safety on that gun? Oh, well, that's important. If there's no safety on there, dude, you gotta put a safety on it. Always gotta put a safety on it.
Barrel whipped like a motherfucker. A lot of people ran into the comments saying, hey, I don't know if you noticed. Oh, trust me, we fucking noticed. And we knew what did it pretty much immediately. So pretty much any weapon, especially like an AK or something, is gonna have a little bit of barrel whip. It's perfectly normal. Does it hurt the gun? No, it does not hurt the gun. As long as it holds 0, not really an issue. But it does look pretty violent, and to be honest, it's pretty unnecessary. As to what caused it, a muzzle break. This is the muzzle break that was on the AK-50 when you saw it in the big video. This is a beefier, bigger, well, 50 cal sized version of the AK muzzle brake, a great brake in my opinion, the JMac RRD 4C. This is an awesome brake for recoil reduction, and it also works as a compensator. The way that it does this, the way that it stops muzzle rise, is you see these vents here on the side of the brake itself. They're actually cut away larger on the top than they are the bottom. And so the point of that is to vent more gas. While it's venting gas out the sides, it's venting more gas out the top than it is through the bottom, meaning that it's going to be not only creating a brake that, you know, stops recoil, backward recoil, but it also pushes gas up, pushing the muzzle down. So when you normally have that muzzle climb, it helps keep the muzzle down. We didn't really think about it that much, and we just included it feature for feature, including those cutaway top vents. Not quite as dramatic as on the RRD4C, but we still put them there. What we didn't realize is that this really doesn't need a whole lot of upward compensation. It's mostly rearward recoil. In fact, if you could see the videos of me in that video walking and firing it from the hip, you can very clearly see every time I fire the gun,
God, that's so
the compensator
badass.
is working too well, and it pushes the gun down dramatically. That's exactly what it was doing to the barrel.
Wait, play that again?
Crazy barrel whip.
I didn't notice that.
Is the gun down dramatically. That's exactly compensator is working too well.
Okay, interesting. Yeah, no, you don't think of guns pushing down when you shoot. You're like, oh, they go up, they go up, they go up. That makes sense. Okay, interesting. Hopefully he explains like why it's so effective.
Well, and it pushes the gun down dramatically. That's exactly what it was doing to the barrel, causing that crazy barrel whip. If the science behind this sort of thing interests you and you'd like to get your start in gunsmithing and weapons technology, you can always check out sdi.edu using the links down in the description and in the pinned comment. But now we have a new muzzle brake, one that does not have those cutaways at the top and is working a hell of a lot better. But the real question is, does it still cause that massive barrel whip? But to answer that question, we would need to break out the high speed. Ballistic high speed. I'm gonna stop doing that bit one day. That's right, our friends at Ballistic High Speed came down again to help us out with the Trump assassination attempt recreation video that we did here recently. And while we had them down, not to let their talents go to waste, we also did a couple of shots.
People are still saying that he didn't actually get hit by a bullet. I mean, even correct me if I'm wrong, because I like to stay informed. But didn't even the FBI say that a bullet or bullet fragment, because they can't know for certain if the whole bullet hit him, because maybe it did break up it or something, but they're like, a part of a bullet hit him. Like they're like, yes, a part of a bullet did hit him. So it's like, that is like, the FBI has done that, because the FBI looked into it, because they're like, maybe it wasn't, maybe it was glass or something. They did their job, and they were like, nope, okay, we concluded it was a bullet or bullet fragment, because obviously the bullet is in pieces now. So you're like, well, we don't know if it was the whole bullet or fragments or something like that. So yeah, except there's no medical reports. That I find is very weird. My theory on that, although I don't think it really matters, because if we know for a fact he was shot at, that's literally that's the most important thing, right? Is that someone shot at someone running for president, right? So, hey, welcome, Schlatt. It's Big Man Schlatt, welcome. The most important thing is he was shot at, right? So, like, that's it. What I think is that the injury was literally the bullet grazed him, and that led to, you know, the cut, a lot of blood. You know, if you get a small cut up there, sometimes a lot of blood can come out, and he just doesn't want the medical report to be as like, it was only a small graze. He wants people to be like, oh no, it went right through my ear. Terribly bad. It's like, nah, probably just grazed it, caused a lot of bleeding, healed up pretty quickly, and that was that. And then he put on a big spectacle by putting the pad on his ear. But most important thing was he definitely got shot at. So like, even if it missed, I'm like, he still got shot at. So yeah. So that's what I think. But I think the FBI is like, no, he did get hit by a bullet. To what severity? The medical record's not out to say it, but he was definitely shot at. So yeah.
With the AK-50 in high speed. So take a look at it and tell me what you think of the new brake.
That's beauty. I love little explosions.
Now let's compare the two of them together here. As you can see, changing pretty much no other factor, just in changing that muzzle brake and removing those cuts from the top, our barrel whip is dramatically reduced. So in the words of a great scholar, Great success.
But real quick, this video was made possible by our friends over
So that maybe, but not right. Not
TacPack
right
is
now.
a tactical subscription box where you can get cool stuff like grips, tourniquets, oddly fitting while talking about an experimental 50 cal, big ass knives, rangefinders, which have been in the news lately for redacted, sweet merch,
Wait, what?
and more.
Wait, why?
New subscribers can use the code AKGuy. Redacted, cal, big ass knives, rangefinders, which have been in the news lately for redacted.
Wait, what? Wait, why were they in the news? Wait, why? Wait, huh? What? I'm trying to think. What? I didn't know that rangefinders were in that. Why were they in the news? Huh? What happened? What did rangefinders do?
Sweet merch, and more. And new subscribers can use the code
Because
AKGuy,
redacted?
which gets you a free EDC kit valued at $65 with your first TacPack. So if you use the code AKGuy, the total value of your TacPack Plus will be $325.
Oh,
So go ahead and check
shooter
them
was
out.
walking
Use the
around
links
with a
in the description and in the
rangefinder and
pinned
got
comment. We
stopped while he was
appreciate
using
them.
one
Back to
an
the video.
hour before he took the shot. Oh.
You really need to get a sponsor for this. So it doesn't take a ballistician. Is that the word for that? Ballistician? Balls.
Balls.
The balls do have a stitch in them.
Yeah, who put that there? It doesn't take a ballistically minded individual to know that a 50 BMG will pass through a White Claw. So we just put a little pyramid of 5 here, just again, showing power of 50 BMG, and because, well...
All right, Night Rock, thank you for coming by. We're doing Batman
All right,
tomorrow.
So let's see, who's calling me? So I know this is zeroed pretty decent for like 50 to 100, but let's see if it's zeroed for like 15 feet. 3, 2, 1.
Oh my god. They're gone. It just disappeared. They're destroyed.
I always forget how cool that is. That was that is just neat.
Ay, Dios mío.
Get out here. People ask me, oh, don't you think the White Claw bit's getting a little tired? I never fucking get tired of it. I just love the concussive force because there's no way that all of these even got hit. They just got smashed. Oh, geez, just look at that. Look at how twisted that aluminum is just from the pressure. Just shredded. This is not one that even got a bullet. It's just
Really?
the energy of the first one. Actually, this is a great bit. You know what? Fuck it. I'm gonna show it. People always have this fucking thing. They're like, oh, if a 50 cal passes this close to you, oh, it's gonna blow your head apart, blah, blah, blah. A lot of the same ballistic experts that think that, you know, Trump wasn't hit by a bullet because if it grazed his ear, it would have blown his head off because it's a fucking dangerous assault rifle, all this shit.
That's just
and everybody
stupid.
quotes that video where the guy shot next to a deer and killed
Oh
it
no,
with
not
concussion.
tomorrow.
It's like,
Batman
these
is next
people don't
stream.
fucking
Sorry,
think,
Batman
or
is
they're
next
just
stream.
bad at math, but that's not
Saturday.
how bullets work, and I'm really tired of hearing it. Can you tell I've been putting a lot of thought into this recently? You saw what the energy effect on a target was from White Claws that were behind one that was already impacted. So it was blowing out and expanding, and it was just a lot of violent shit happening really quick. I'm gonna sail around in between these two cans, and we're gonna see my prediction. You know, I'm no ballistician, but my prediction is jack fucking shit happens. So just
Nah, they're gonna pass through. It's gonna ripple at the speed of sound and just destroy the sound barrier, get near light speed, and it's going to cause such a massive ejection of energy between those 2 points that those White Claws will go back in time. That's my prediction. I mean, guns can destroy reality, if I'm not mistaken. From the armchair experts on Reddit and Twitter, if they're to be believed, we're going to see them break the laws of physics in just a few seconds.
to prove that it's going in between the two, I'm gonna put this one behind it. Behind, in front. So clearly, if this has a crazy shockwave, it's gonna blow these two apart, right? Making retards on Twitter shut up. 3, 2, 1. Crazy, wow.
That one fell over.
So the White Claw cans I shot between are completely fine. They're intact, fully, I mean, nothing fucking happened to them. There's not even a mark on the side of the can.
It went too
Like, there
fast.
still
It was so
condensation
fast
sweat
and
on
so
them.
devastating
The
that
only
it
thing that
didn't
happened
injure
was,
them.
When this claw can got exploded, the piece of it flew forward and knocked that one over, but that's about it. Look, the 50 cal is obscenely powerful, but if it had enough force behind it to impart lethal force on everything around it, the air, everything, for the entire duration of its 3-mile flight time, it would probably stop dead in its tracks after like fucking 18 feet. I don't know, there's a math equation for this somewhere. It's cool. hopefully we learned something today.
You know that the US military would kill for a weapon that is like, oh yeah, even if you miss, it just destroys them. Like a handheld weapon that, boom, shoot. It's like, oh, you missed your mark. Doesn't matter. It explodes their head. Someone that's good at math needs to figure out what speed would a bullet need to do to where if you like just miss the head, it would cause enough damage that they would like explode. I feel like that would cause a lot more problems. You mean a grenade launcher? That's an explosion. It's more like, you know, the bullet of like you could go full auto, like, and it's like the bullet missed, but it still causes their chest to just rip open. Like that. Like that. That's what I'm thinking. Not like a explosion where you got to hit the ground or everything. More like you could, like if a grenade launcher, you could shoot it and it misses the guy, but then it still didn't even hit the ground yet and the guy's dead. Like that.
If I hear this myth regurgitated one more fucking time, I'm gonna stand next to a 50. Another cool element that was added to the AK-50 that I really, really did want to talk to you guys about is this little ring right here behind the muzzle brake. So there's a lot of things about the AK-50 that make it an AK, not just the name. It's a long stroke, gas-operated, rotating bolt rifle. The bolt and carrier are identical to AK, except the piston actually pivots, which is a PKM thing, also designed by Mikhail Kalashnikov. Basically just a big belt-fed AK. The riveted front trunnion that contains the lockup system, the rear trunnion, the fact that this takes an AK, a standard AK pistol grip, a standard AK fire control groove, trigger, hammer, disconnect, all that. Behold, an AK. What we did is we just scaled everything up appropriately to be able to, again, fire 50 BMG out of Barrett mags, which was the whole goal from day one, and I think I'm actually very proud of the way that this turned out. But I will never turn down the opportunity to make it a little bit more AK, and that's exactly what we did up front here. So what we added was a muzzle detent, which is exactly what AKs have on their front sight blocks. So I push this in, and I can now rotate and take off the muzzle brake. And so that is a little detent that pushes in.
Oh, that's a little cool little thing.
Just like on your standard AK. Although this isn't really an AK. What this is this
Why does it got a tag?
An IO AK. If you're not familiar with that is, this is notoriously the worst brand of AK that's ever been made. Although a lot.
Okay, does anyone else feel like when you're looking at a gun that doesn't have the magazine? I said that right now. I don't want anyone yelling at me. It's like, it's the magazine, not the clip. But you know, the magazine that you load it into a gun. When you don't see it, it's the equivalent of seeing your dog without the collar on. It's like, oh, you're naked. That's a naked gun. That gun is not fully clothed. It's like when you have a dog, it's already naked, but you take off the collar, suddenly it's a whole different thing. It's like, oh my God, you're so different just with that one little thing. But when I see like this without the magazine, I'm like, oh, that gun's naked. That's a naked gun. Censor that. Blur that out.
A lot of people are really vying for that spot.
It's a clipazine. Like I saw a picture of that. Someone made a clipazine.
Everybody was, trying to get an American made, made in the USA, but they didn't respect the platform. They just thought you could throw it together, cast trunnions, and just shitty quality control. I mean, just even this is just fucking garbage. Spun rivets, use the barrel as a bucking bar. I can go on and on. This is just trust me when I say garbage tier firearm. And somebody actually gave this to us, to the channel, on the condition that we do one thing in particular with it.
Shoot it.
Feed it to the AK-50. But I figured, why waste just a standard 50 cal round on it when we can go a little bit bigger? We can hit it with something with a little bit more oomph. Like, I don't know, Mark 211 Ralphus. If you want to take out a vehicle, you use 50 cal. If you want to take out an armored vehicle,
that is a huge
Explaining
bullet.
This video to my 16-year-old self is literally fucking impossible. Shooting an AK with the AK-50 in 3, 2, 1.
Oh my God.
Holy fuck.
It's gone.
All right,
hey,
I don't know
welcome,
what I was
Knox.
expecting,
You haven't missed
but it
much.
certainly was not that.
Watching the AK-50.
I would say good effect on target.
Oh my God, that explosion. Where did that water come from? Wait, what? Where? It's leaking. It's peeing. It pissed itself. What? Wait. Go back.
But it certainly was not that. I would say good effect on target.
Where does this liquid come from? What? What? AKs can bleed, clearly. It had blood.
Right, like in the bolt carrier, and I didn't expect it to blow the fucking handguard to pieces. Holy shit.
Oh, what? But that's a lot of oil. Was that much oil in a gun? Because I know you need, like, I know that there's going to be oil to, like, lube up different parts of the gun when putting it together and everything, make sure things, you know, smoothly move and everything. But was that really? Oh, it was from the White Claw from the table. Oh, that makes more sense. Okay. I like the idea that the AK pissed itself. That's my reality, and I choose to believe that.
Ralphus does not fuck around. Holy fuck. Only marginally more dangerous than shooting an IO. The bolt is still locked in the trunnion. Ironically, this is the exact way that they blow up with that fucking locking lug flying off the gun. Sent jets of copper all into the cam groove as well. Ironically, the bolt carrier is pretty okay. The crazy part is it fucking blew the gun in half.
I forgot the rock was there. I thought it materialized.
Oh yeah, here we go. Got our recoil spring assembly. It's a little twisted.
Nah,
Safe
it's
to
fine.
say this gun is never going to be a danger ever again.
I could beat someone to death with
To its
that.
user, of course. Well, if that's what you mean by taking dangerous guns off the street, then you probably belong here on the channel. You should consider subscribing. I love you. But anyway, this is the AK-50. I think she looks fucking great with the new coat of paint. I like the new additions to the gun. Also, the carry handle really makes this a lot easier to lug around. I see why Barrett added it. Very, very easy quality of life improvement. As you can see, there's still a lot of cool shit we can do with the AK-50, some gnarly shit we can shoot it at, and some gnarly shit we can shoot out of it. I had an idea that involved a certain Kentuckian and maybe testing this thing out with some slap rounds. But if you'd like to see stuff like that, be sure you're subscribed to the channel. And if you have recommendations, things that you'd like to see us shoot with the AK-50, or like I said, shoot out of it, or maybe a combination of both, go ahead and let me know down in the comments. We do read comments. It's probably not good for mental health, but we do like to hear what you guys.
I'm gonna say I read comments too. I completely agree. Sometimes reading the comments is not good for your mental health. Usually, this is my experience from when I release a video on any of my channels. When I release a video, the initial comments are always nice. It's like really good. And then give it a day or two, and then you'll start getting the comments that are like assholes. That are like, I spent time watching something I didn't enjoy, and then I spent time typing out something that I didn't enjoy just to be mean instead of just clicking off. It's like, ooh. That's when it gets bad. So I completely agree with that.
Guys think of the videos and what you'd like to see going forward. Thank you so much for staying all the way to the end, and I will see you sexy YouTube mother lovers in the next video. Bye.
Fuel is my obsession to make the perfect weapon, like Rasputin's rise to the top.
They should add a safety to that.
Hi there, my name is Brandon Herrera, and this is my gun. If I could find the charging handle, that'd be great. Oops.
No, don't play this. Cancel. Woo. Barney! There he is, Barney the dinosaur. All right. Well, that was cool. That was cool. So, you know, when am I going to be able to buy like an AK-50? That would be one heck of a fundraiser idea. Like whenever, if he is trying to raise money for like another campaign that he tries to run, or for like a charity or something, he could sell the original AK-50. Although I don't think he'd ever do that. Like, he'd have to make more of them. There's no way he would, though. Oh man, imagine how much someone would be willing to spend on that. Although, wouldn't that be illegal? Wait, I don't remember. I'm not a gun salesman, so I don't know what the laws are around that. But assuming you could. Man, can you imagine? Can you imagine? All right, but people in the future that are watching this, thank you for watching. And if you enjoyed it, maybe consider subscribing and liking, coming by the Discord, coming by the live stream. We also play video games on some of our streams. And, you know, like and comment and let me know of any other video or channel recommendations down below. But until next time, stay awesome, y'all.